This is Rohit Singh, and this very first video on this channel. Uh, and in this video, I will give a little brief about what I am thinking to start on this channel, and then after we will create a mini React app. Yeah. So in this channel, I'm thinking of creating a series of video uh, about web development, and will focus more toward what is required to create a real application and what is currently running in industries. And to begin, uh, you need a very basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If you have any doubt uh, or any difficulty understanding or something, you can leave a comment, and we'll try to resolve that in comment. And if that is not possible there, so we'll create a separate video for that. Yeah. So let's create a mini React app. That will be a counter application. So we'll first see the documentation. Yeah. So we simply type create React app and press enter, and the first page will open. And here we need to copy this. I am opening the terminal in this folder, and here I will simply paste that app. And so npx create react app is the command that is required, and this is like so we are going to create a counter application, so we are naming this as counter, and you can name whatever you think or you like to have the name of your app. So while pressing enter, it will create the react app template, and we will then after we will create the counter application there. So it will take some time, so when it get completed I will be back. Yeah. So now we will go to the directory, like so. Let me first show you what it does. So we have created, we opened a terminal in this webdev folder. So here it created a counter folder. Inside it has the node modules and the JSON file. Yeah. So we'll move to the counter folder, and we will open it in VS Code. You can type code dot, or you can simply grab this folder and drag it to the VS Code, and it will open this folder. So now I'm typing code dot to open this. So yeah, let me show you how it creates the React template here. So we have a command like npm start to run this script. Yeah, so let me put these two things in the same screen. Yeah, so this is how your React app looks when it loads uh, for the first time. So so now we don't need these logos and the rest of the things, so we are removing these things. So yeah, so we don't need to import this, and also we don't need this logo svg, and here we are getting the error as we are importing it. So and also we don't need any of this css, so if we require, we will create our own css. Yeah. So this is the blank React app, and here let me show you. So I'm renaming this as JSX, as VS Code don't suggest me in .js extension. So when I type h1, so here if I type write hello, it will show on this screen. So here we need to create a counter application. So for that we need to show the value here like 0. Yes, and we need two buttons, like one, let's say, called plus, and this one is minus. Yeah, so we have two buttons, and whenever we click a plus, so it will get increased, and whenever we click minus, so it will get decreased. So we somehow need to keep this value a dynamic. So for that, so here we have 0. So now this value can change, and we need to store this value in some variable, and we need to increment the value by 1 when you click plus, and by minus 1 uh, when we click minus. So for that React provides us a React hook, that is user state hook. So let me first write it and then I will explain it. Yeah, so const count, and let's say it's set count. Yeah. So what we done here, so we have created a count and set count, and whatever value we pass here, it will get stored in this count. So now we can uh, write the variable name here like count, so it will show 0 over here. Yeah, so now we have two buttons. So when we click this button, so we need to increase or decrease this value. So somehow we need to trigger some event on click event. So for that let's say we write on click. So here we will provide a callback, and here we will set the count to count plus 1. Yeah, and it will increase the value. Yeah, so, and since we want the same thing for minus button also, so we will simply paste it and we will change it to minus 1. Yeah, so we can increase and decrease the values now. So this counter application will complete here, but we'll look a few more aspects of this. So our value is stored in count, and we have a set count function. Yeah, so set count take this value as argument, and whatever that is passed in argument, so will be count will be modified by that value, and this hook will maintain the state for that. So if this count value changes, it will re-render uh, whenever wherever there is count is used. Yeah, so we are doing the same thing for two functions in different ways. So this is not the good practice. So we can create a function that will do plus minus, and when we need to increment it by 2 or something, so we will create a single function that will do all these things. Yeah, so for this we'll use a keyword function, and we will write as a handle counter, and it will take up parameter value, and here we will set this count to count plus value. Yeah, so whatever we passed here, it will add it to the count, and it will set make the value of count to that. Yeah, so now we can call this function here. So whenever this button is clicked, we will call handle counter and we will pass 1 over here. So whenever this button is clicked, it will add 1 to this counter, and we'll call the same handle counter function and we'll pass a -1 here. So it will increase and decrease the values, and if we want to increase it by, like, we say +2, and we can pass here 2 and it will increase the values by 2. Yeah, so let's make it to keep it as plus. There is a lot of things to learn in use state and declaring the function like this, and we have another method by which we can create a function. Like, we can create yeah, so we can create a function like this also. So I will copy this same thing as we are going to execute the same thing. So we will pass a value here, and we have a second type of handle function. So we will also let's see if it works. So we'll save this file and let's see. Yeah, so it also works. So we see this gets faded because this function is not used. So we have declared the same function in two ways. There is some difference between these two functions. Let me give you a hint. There is something called hosting that comes into picture when we declare a function in this manner and this manner. Yeah, so we'll see these topics and dive a little deep in this use state hook in upcoming videos. Yeah, so in this video we have seen state management in this React app using this use state hook. If you like my work, you can subscribe to the channel and stay tuned.